Hello, greetings, and welcome.
Welcome to our Body Wellness Podcast with your host. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Linda, and today we're going to talk about spring.
Spring. It's beautiful out there. We've already had our time change. I hope that you have acclimated to the time change. And today we're going to be talking about beautiful, beautiful things.
Yes.
Springtime and fitness and health.
Yes, and tomorrow is the first day of spring. Everyone knows about the vernal equinox.
Yes.
And we're all excited about it. It's happening tomorrow. Yes.
Wait. Aren't we supposed to do episode 9 on the breath?
I'm sorry, we changed it.
All right, no worries.
We changed it because tomorrow's spring.
All right.
Okay.
Do we have to start again now?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
No, you can keep going with what you were talking about. I can just cut it and
Okay, bring some flowers. Right. Show some flowers for spring. There we go. Put a graph.
Smile.
Oh.
Yes.
No, I can just...
Okay, so
Okay.
let's continue
Okay.
on then, as we are enjoying our beginning of spring, and we're going to talk about, a lot of beautiful things. Of course, if you're in Florida, it's beautiful all year round. But if you are tuning in from anywhere else, then you should really take advantage of all the outdoor activities that are now available because it's getting to be so beautiful outside.
And there are lots of things you can do outside. But first, let's talk about what spring means. People take it for granted. Oh, it's getting warmer. Oh, I don't need to wear a sweater, which those are great things too. I like when you walk outside and it's just beautiful out. The cold nights are gone, not totally yet. It was cold this morning. But, and I'm calling cold 58 degrees.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Don't mind us. Forgive us. We're in Florida. we're
That's cold to
warm,
us.
right?
Right. But what's important about this time of the year, lots of things. It's a time of renewal, rebirth, regeneration, refreshing. And at this time of the year, you have all sorts of flowers coming up. That's what I love. They're coming right to the earth. The trees are getting buds and blooming, believe it or not. Although some trees, we have a lot of evergreen trees around here. It's always green. But you have flowers that come up with the seasons.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
A lot of birds singing and building their nests, and it's just a magnificent time of the year.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And we also have, besides all that going on, which is important enough, we've got stuff for ourselves. Like lots of people like to clean out their closet. They like to detox. They like to go on a detox program in spring, which is advisable because when the seasons change, that means you should change.
Yeah, eat more seasonal fruits and vegetables. Change your diet. Eat the things that are fresh, that are available, that are coming from. I learned that that's a very healthy thing to do, is to go with what the seasonal vegetables and fruits are in your particular area.
And as you just said, eat foods that are grown in your area. They have specific energies that are most beneficial to us.
Yes.
So it's really good that we eat those fruits, nuts and seeds and veggies at that time of the year. But what most people don't realize about spring, and I think it's important to look at, is just as the energies come through the earth, and we take it for granted. We have baby chicks, little bunnies, all sorts of little animals are birthed in the spring.
Yes.
Well, what's causing all that? What is causing this renewal and regrowth from spring? There's something that's happening that most all of us take for granted, and that's what they used to do. More sunlight.
More sunlight. Light, the sun, the movement of the sun, like you're talking about the equinox, right? And now the sun is bringing back, it's a renewal, rebirth, right? In the ancient philosophies, right? The rebirth in spring, which translates into our spring religious holidays.
So they celebrated not only because the crops were going to grow and there were more baby animals born. They used to celebrate. I mean, really have big celebrations for spring. But something is happening under the soil beyond our eyes that we can take advantage of. Okay, what is that? The earth is giving out a impregnation, if you will, of
Right.
energy. Energy is bursting through the earth, so it causes the little seedlings to sprout. It causes the little bunnies and little chicks to appear, okay? It can also affect us, but it will only affect us if we use it consciously.
Yes, it's like everything else, right? You don't want to be overthinking and underdoing. Right.
And you don't need to overthink this. It's very simple. Just like that energy affects nature in every single way, regrowth, rebirth, rejuvenation, it can affect us in that way. And we need to consciously use that energy coming up through the earth for rebirth, regrowth, rejuvenation.
It's wonderful.
Refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, get out there. Even if you live in hot Florida and you've been out all year long, in spring, there's a certain energy, like you said, with all just being in nature and being part of nature and with all the life that's bursting, that's coming around us. It's beautiful. So you want to do outdoor activities. You were talking about cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to clean out your closet. You want to get some new workout clothes. You want to get some new shoes. And maybe undertake some new activities. Maybe you want to start trying to canoe or kayak or hike, walk on the beach, do some activities, walk outside, go walk in the park, be in nature. I think being in nature is very important, not just for our physical well-being, but for our mental and spiritual being.
Absolutely.
Blending with nature, the silence of nature, the beauty of nature. I'm talking about
That's
it now.
right.
I want to go in nature.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
I'll see you guys later. and set some goals for yourself, right? So since it is a time of rebirth, why not set some goals? Some fitness goals.
Absolutely.
Strength goals, endurance goals.
And think about them. Many of you are, this is going to go over a lot of people's head. They have to hear it a number of times before they actually do it. They're not going to think it means what I said it means. They're not going to think they can renew. They're not going to think they can rebirth themselves, but you can. But you have to believe it, and you have to think it. And that means consciously seeing the energy coming up through the ground and affecting you as it affects all the earth and the seedlings and the animals. It affects you as well. So you have to see it rebirthing you. You have to see it rejuvenating yourself. There are many things that I could use rejuvenated. I know that.
Yeah.
Everybody can look at spring differently. It's a time of the year like no other, and each season has its benefits and its, speciality, but especially the spring.
I think it's a great time to set fitness goals. Just like, a lot of people set fitness goals in the beginning of the year. If you're one of those people and kind of fell off the wagon, or you want to go to the next level of your fitness program and of your health program, then this is a great time to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you want to consciously use those energies. And
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be talking about this throughout the whole spring. But while the spring is here, okay, it's coming. It's the earth is ready to
Yes.
explode with all those energies. And
Yeah.
the fascinating thing is you can't even see it. You cannot see it. But all around you is this energy, but you can see it if you have
feel
eyes
it.
to
I mean,
see.
if you go, if you go outside and enjoy some of this beautiful weather and the energy of the earth that we're talking about, you go outside and you're enjoying this, maybe you can start, cycling or doing some yoga in the park or yoga on the beach or stretching. And that doesn't take, if you do your stretching program somewhere outside on your balcony, on the beach, in your garden, go outside, go in the woods, go in a wooded area, go in a park, and enjoy and stretch with the sunlight and the fresh air and feel how your body becomes more mobile and you've got more, range of motion and everything. It's just such a wonderful thing to do. It's a beautiful activity.
Yes, it is. And there are so
get out
many
there.
things to enjoy spring. I actually have a couple here that I put down. First of all, grounding with nature. Grounding with nature is being out in nature and barefoot preferably, although now there are now some grounding shoes that you can walk with some shoes and actually get those negative ions from the earth.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. You're getting those electrons coming up through your body. So you're getting the energy of the earth, which we need. Remember earlier we said we're an electromagnetic biochemical factory? So you are electricity. You need the electricity from the earth coming up and coming through you. And the only way it can come in is if your skin is touching the earth. So think
Go for a
about
walk
grounding.
on the beach. I
Think
love
about
to
that.
ground walking on the
Yes.
beach. That's wonderful. And your
Yep.
feet in the sand, and you're getting a great workout because when you're walking in the sand and with the water, and you're working
Oh.
your stabilizers, it strengthens your knees, it strengthens your lower back, your ankles. It's just a wonderful thing to do to go for a walk like that
Yes.
if you have access
to
to
the
go walk on a
beach.
beach.
And
That'd
if
be
you don't,
wonderful.
go outside and walk in your garden.
Yes.
Go outside if you have a tiny strip of land and walk walk on that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Appreciate what you have
Yes.
and go out there and just take in the energies from the earth,
Feel it under your feet.
which is
Right?
important.
Like, don't be afraid to take your shoes off and just feel the earth wherever you are. Feel that
Yeah.
under your feet. Connect with the primeval, with our past, with our creation, because we are part, the earth, everything, the earth, the animals, the plants, the flowers, everything, the fresh food, everything is connected. We all come from the same source, right? And that
Absolutely.
source is, we are within that source, and that source is within us. So if you think about it, the energy that created us, that's the energy that holds, the atoms together, anything, be it that it's my skin or this table or anything around us, right, is vibration. So it's the vibration of the atoms that vibrate at different, the different vibrations,
Yes.
different
Yes.
types of matter, from softer to harder, organic, inorganic, everything is vibration.
Right.
And when you're connecting with that vibration, you're connecting with the health and the beauty around and the mind in conjunction with that. Because now you know what you're doing, you're connected, you're doing this beautiful dance between you and the universe is vibrating and you're
Yes.
vibrating within the universe and the universe is within us.
So you're lifting your
Yeah.
energy, which you need to be healthy. This all equates to health. Remember, this all comes back to health. Your body needs to move. It needs to breathe fresh air. It needs to ground itself. It needs lots of things that you get from nature that you don't realize that you're getting from nature, but it's more important and it's more, it's facilitated when you are conscious
Yeah.
and aware of what is going on.
And listening to the body, realizing the needs that we have, and it's so. This is an exercise that I was taught to do. Is when I wake up in the morning, and I drink 2 tall, clean glasses of water. That's me, and then stand in front of an open window and get some fresh air and sunlight. Early morning, into your body, breathing it in, getting that fresh air in as you wake up. It's so important. It detoxifies. You start the day off by removing all the toxins from the night. Now, while you sleep, the cerebral spinal fluid cleans your brain. A lot of stuff is happening in the physical body.
Yeah.
And when you wake up in the morning, get out of bed nice and easy, do some stretching, go in front of an open window and breathe in fresh air. Do that 3 to 5 minutes when you wake up. And it makes a huge difference
A
in
very
the
huge
energy
difference.
and the mood.
And how you look and
Yeah.
feel. People are going to be able to see you're taking care of yourself.
Yes.
And you
I
can
like to take
tell.
a cold shower after that. in the
Yeah.
A quick one, but it wakes me up. It gets everything going. It gets my central nervous system gets going. It wakes me up, and I become alert and enjoy the rest of my day.
Another thing, talking about the vernal equinox, is the fire ceremonies, where you put on a piece of paper that what you want to get rid of in your life. It could be anything, okay?
It could be body fat.
Could be body fat. It could be a bad habit,
Could be arthritis.
a disease, whatever it is you no longer need. It doesn't serve you. You
Soda.
don't need it. Right. Think about it. Put it down on a piece of paper
Yeah.
and make a ritual out of burning it. Make it a ritual. So put it on a piece of paper, set fire to it, and as you set fire, you see out with the old and in with the new. It's
Right.
a new you. It's a new me.
Yes.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah, so it's a
like
great
that.
thing to do during the vernal equinox. What does it take? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? These are things we can do,
Be sure you do
and
it
we should do.
safely.
Right. These are things we can do and we should
Yes.
do. You know, but people don't remember to do it unless they go away on a special retreat, and then they're going to do that, which is great. But we can do it when we're home. And we can help others too. Say, hey, you don't need that anymore. Get rid of it. I'm going to burn it tonight.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what can we
See what I
do?
have here.
Yeah. What can we do then? Let's say we're entering the springtime. Right.
Look, oh, there's so many things.
And if you had to pick three things, three.
3 things
Right.
to do.
3 things that you would do to get this spring equinox going.
Okay.
We're talking about the spring. We're talking about changes. We're talking about. So I'd like to know what your
3 things.
What would be your 3 things?
Well, my sisters are going to laugh right now because I would say not exactly in the order of importance. I'm going
Okay.
to say that.
Okay.
I would go into my closet and clean out my closet. You've got to get rid of the stuff that you have hanging around because that stuff clogs up your room and it clogs up your life and it clogs up your mind. So we don't need that stuff. How many things you have in your closet that you can give to someone else who could put it
In
to
your
use?
sock drawer.
Yeah. Clean your drawers out.
Clean your
Yeah.
sock drawer.
And my sisters call me, that's why you mention them. And I'm always in my closet getting rid of stuff, but it feels like I really have to make progress in
Okay.
there.
All right. So you're
that would
cleaning your
one.
closet.
That
Okay,
would
that's
be
one.
Number 2, I would say, is burning, the burning ritual. There's a subconscious communication when you light it on fire. When you write it down, it's a powerful suggestion to your subconscious mind, and when you light it, to burn it, to dissolve it. That gives your subconscious mind a powerful suggestion. Number 3, and this is the most important to me, is going outside, standing barefoot, getting your electricity, and visualize the energies of the earth coming into you and regenerating your body, refreshing your body, out with the old and in with the new. And don't be afraid to call for what you want. You're not going to get it unless you believe it, unless you call for it.
That's great. I love it.
Those are my 3 things. How about you?
Those are my 3. Well, I've already started doing this last month. I wanted to build some lean muscle, and so I started my new regime, and increased my protein intake and increased my weights at the gym. So I've been working out more intensely. So that was a goal of mine, to start doing that, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy
Good.
with the results.
Good.
I'm seeing results, so I'm very happy with that.
Okay.
So that was one thing.
Okay.
Then also I told you I've been taking some classes, some fitness classes, some exercise science classes, and my other goal is to really improve my my learning abilities, and really, I'm doing pretty well with it, so I'm happy. I'm not complaining, but that's, to be on top of that,
Right.
and enjoy that aspect, and to get back into learning how to play the piano.
All right.
I was
That's beautiful.
as a child, I started learning how to play the piano, and then I stopped for a while, and I love it. So it just a piano just came into my life, and I
Great.
set it up, and that's my next goal. So I've got my three things that I need to do. But then you mentioned about the burning and, and getting rid of something.
Well, by your mentioning working out, you made me think of jumping rope. I love to jump rope.
Okay, well, there's a great activity you can do, and you can even try to jump rope barefoot in your garden.
I do jump barefoot. Well, it's hard to jump barefoot because unless you're jumping on the ground.
Yes.
The cement is very.
Well, you don't want to be on the cement, but you want to be grounding, right? You want to take that jump rope and go on the grass and do some.
You could also I also connect with the quantum field. I mean, I really get into it when I jump and I think about it. But you've got to realize what your potential is and don't limit yourself, because I guarantee you most people are limiting themselves when they say what their goals are.
Well, because you keep talking about the negative thinking. And some people are going to listen to us and be like, oh, what are they talking about? Well, we found each other, first of all, because of the positive thinking. And we're doing this podcast because we want to impress upon our viewers the power of positive thinking. And that's what it starts with. I mean, we both apply in our lives. It all starts with our minds and how we view things and how we visualize things and how we plan to follow through with those things. So that's really important to keep that in mind. And we're not going to stop, beating that horse, because it really is very, very, very important to wrap your mind around that. So we're talking about in my case, I just love, when I was saying earlier that I feel that we are within the universe and the universe is within us, right?
That's right.
And when I think about that, I feel this connection with the world, and I feel a connection with other people and with the energy around, and it helps me sort through the energies that I feel, because I pick up on energy very easily. And I have to be careful. I have to put on my spiritual shield and walk with the light ahead of me, to remain in a positive state, and especially with all the information and everything that's coming at us. Right. And I want to be healthy, I want to be fit, and I want to lead by example. And I want when I go to teach my classes, or I go in with my clients, or I speak in the podcast, or I write, or I study, whatever I do, I want my energy to connect with the positive energy in the universe and in others. Right, to make a positive difference.
Exactly.
So
very well said.
Yeah, and I feel like when I think about being in the universe and the universe being in me, I can feel and think about the positive vibrations that create, because you create through positivity and destroy through negativity.
Right. And it's as simple as be loving. Everything you do with love. Forgive people. What a concept. I can tell you, it feels great. When I finally got the courage to be forgiving, I couldn't believe how I felt. I couldn't believe what happened after that. You yourself have to do it. No one else can tell you. No one can tell you. It's your feelings. It's your experience. All I can say is I had a great experience. Thank goodness I decided to forgive. But you can't really tell anyone that. They have to do it themselves, because it's their experience, it's their world, it's their life, and it's their feeling. So you can encourage people.
Overcoming the feeling, right? I mean, we're talking a feeling, right? Between hate, love, and hate, like and dislike. It's a feeling, right? It's the continuum of a feeling. So it's kind of like turning the volume on and off, right? You can have low volume or high volume. You're still talking about volume. You're still talking about sound. Right, light. You can have light, you can have darkness, but in between you've got the entire gamma of light, and it's the same thing, just different extremes of it. And I find, like, for example, if I'm going to go to the gym and I'm having a day where something happened and something negative came my way, and I'm a little preoccupied, and it really takes a chunk out of my positive energy, and I drag myself to the gym, and right, and I'm still thinking about things that I shouldn't be thinking about, because the way this works is when you see a beautiful moment, you will appreciate it and you'll love it. But then if something bad happens, that something bad is going to rent 100 times more time in your head than the beautiful thing that happened.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Something negative that happened is really good. That's what I love. To look at things differently.
Yes.
How about renewing, since we're talking about spring,
Yes.
renewing your mind, renewing how you look at situations and circumstances.
Yes, go to
You know?
the gym, even if you don't feel like it. Go through that workout. You're never going to regret a workout that you didn't feel like doing. That's, if you make yourself, and it's the same thing with if you decide to, drink an extra glass of water, if you decide not to retaliate negatively, or if you find, and I'm so grateful for this, that, we live in times right now where there's a lot of negativity, anger, fear, uncertainty.
I just heard what you said brought a picture to my mind. Here's an example of what she's talking about. Don't retaliate negatively. There was a nasty ticket taker, what do you call it? A toll booth.
Oh.
He was in the toll booth, and a few of those are still left. And I looked at him, and it was raining, and I said, how do you get to wherever I was going? How do you get to Miami? And he said, read the sign.
Right.
Really nasty. And instead of responding back nasty, I responded to him genuinely, thank you so much. And I saw he was shocked by my response.
Yeah.
And I felt like I just dropped a little bit of love on the top of his head. Like I kissed him on the head, said thank you, and kept going. And I did look at the sign. But he didn't have to respond that way.
No, but
I helped him.
If you look at someone as if they're a child, right? And this child is having a hard time and he's in pain and he's miserable, and let's face it, working in a toll booth is probably not as fun as teaching, fitness classes or walking on the beach or doing a podcast or, we're just blessed.
Yes.
But people have their own challenges, and their own reactions have nothing to do with us. They have to do with them.
Right, and they need our kindness, and for us to be kind in the moment. So I've been trying to practice this, and I was able to not get angry back and say thank you so much, and it helped him.
Yeah.
And I was happy because I saw it. I saw it in his face.
It's wonderful, and also just the way we perceive everything that's going on, right? Everything that's going on right now is like I was saying. There are forces in this world that cannot rule over us if we are united. They need to divide us, and they're going to find ways to divide us. And we have to remember that if we don't take in and we don't personalize the things that are being put on the news, the things that we hear worldwide, if we don't personalize that negativity and we can sort of push it outside of us and just observe it for what it is, be in the world but not of the world. To be able to detach and be the observer of our own emotions and realize that we don't need to feed the negativity. We just don't need, I don't need to be there.
We can
and I
react
get caught up in it. Right.
We don't have to get angry because of it. We can act differently.
There's a lot of things that we can get angry about. But that's the whole point, is to make us angry. Because what is anger? Anger is fear in a leather jacket. Right? That's what it is. Anger is fear in a leather jacket. People get angry when they're afraid. And if we don't allow fear to govern us, and we realize that things might be happening on the outside, but on the inside, we have control, and we can observe ourselves, and we can observe our environment, and we can make a positive difference in our own lives and in the lives of others.
Absolutely.
One little gesture at the time, one smile at the time, one, like you did, one refusal to retaliate at the time, one say anything right now, or appreciating something beautiful that's happening, like the dolphins, the pot of dolphins that were swimming, around the dragon that landed from outer space yesterday, right? And all these dolphins were checking out the capsule and were swimming around, and those people came back to Earth from being in space for months and months, and it was such a beautiful thing to see what we have achieved as human beings, despite all of the challenges that we have.
Right.
When we work together, we can go to space, we can live in space, we can overcome
We can help
all
each
these
other
things.
too.
Yes.
We can help each other.
So part of the of our spring fitness advice, help one another, take a friend with you, go to the beach, walk around, forgive someone, burn a resentment. How about
Yes,
that?
Burn a resentment. And how about renew yourself
Yeah.
by the renewing of your
Yes.
mind?
Because what am I learning when something makes me angry, when something makes me fearful? I am looking at the holes in my cheese. It means there's something going on. What is it going on within me that this is penetrating and affecting me the way it does? And what can I do to block it out? Because frankly, nothing is worth the peace of mind and the beauty.
That's right.
Yeah.
And on that note, we say thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next week.
Yes. See you next week.